You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or fruit. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. Trust in dreams, for in them is the hidden gate to eternity. Life without liberty is like a body without spirit. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but at what he aspires to do. If you love somebody, let them go, for if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they never were. I prefer to be a dreamer among the humblest, with visions to be realized, than lord among those without dreams and desires. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Music is the language of the spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace, abolishing strife. The timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness and knows that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. Trees are poems the earth writes upon the sky. We fell them down and turn them into paper that we may record our emptiness. One's own religion is, after all, a matter between oneself and one's maker and no one else's. You pray in your distress and in your need, would that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. We are all like the bright moon. We still have our darker side. He that tries to seize an opportunity after it has passed him by is like one who sees it approach but will not go to meet it. Doubt is a pain too lonely to know that faith is his twin brother. Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but from wanting to control it. Follow your heart. Your heart is the right guide in everything big. Beauty is not in the face. Beauty is a light in the heart. It takes a minute to have a crush on someone, an hour to like someone, and a day to love someone, but it takes a lifetime to forget someone. You may forget with whom you laughed, but you will never forget with whom you wept. One day you will ask me, which is more important, my life or yours? I will say mine, and you will walk away, not knowing that you are my life. Ever has it been that love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. Travel and tell no one. Live a true love story and tell no one. Live happily and tell no one. People ruin beautiful things. Hearts united in pain and sorrow will not be separated by joy and happiness. Bonds that are woven in sadness are stronger than the ties of joy and pleasure. In the sweetness of friendship, let there be laughter and sharing of pleasures, for in the dew of little things does the heart find its morning and is refreshed. If my survival caused another to perish, then death would be sweeter and more beloved. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. If the other person injures you, you may forget the injury, but if you injure him, you will always remember. Every man loves two women. The one is the creation of his imagination, and the other is not yet born. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. Yesterday we obeyed kings and bent our necks before emperors, but today we kneel only to truth, follow only beauty, and obey only love. The optimist sees the rose and not its thorns. The pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious of the rose. Work is love made visible. You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. To be able to look back upon one's life in satisfaction is to live twice. A little knowledge that acts is worth infinitely more than much knowledge that is idle. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. If indeed you must be candid beautifully. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom, but rather leads you to the threshold of your mind. To belittle, you have to be little. Coming generations will learn equality from poverty and love from woes. A man's true wealth is the good he does in the world. When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. Progress lies not in enhancing what is, but in advancing toward what will be. Generosity is giving more than you can, and pride is taking less than you need. Yesterday is but today's memory. Tomorrow is today's dream. When we turn to one another for counsel, we reduce the number of our enemies.